Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and thank you for joining me in the massive holiday haul video. Recently my wife and I had a week off work, and so we spent the week out and about and looking about in charity shops, second-hand stores and various other sort of arcades that sold second-hand and collectibles. So first of all, let's get on with the first group, which is going to be some trade paperbacks which I managed to find. Here we go. Okay, this little lot came from the DeMauser bookshop in Herne Bay. Lovely town, Herne Bay, and well worth a visit. Not only does it have good selection of charity shops, but it also has two little sort of antique barn places, one of which is actually a converted cinema. So Herne Bay's always a good town to find good collectible bargains. There's also a toy shop there as well. Okay, first of all, we have got The Boys. Nice run of trade paperbacks. They did have from trade paperback volume 2, but I've got that in an omnibus edition which reprints 1 and 2 together, so I only needed to get what else was there. So we've got volume 3, Good for the Soul. I picked up volume 4, We've Got to Go Now. And then we had volume 5, Herogasm. We've got volume 6, The Self-Preservation Society. As I say, these were all from the DeMauser bookshop, all in one go, which was brilliant. Volume 7, The Innocents. And then we've got volume 8, Highland Laddie. Then we have volume 9, The Big Ride. Now, as I say, picked up all of those in the DeMauser charity shop, and they were £3 each. I couldn't resist that. I did originally and ah about taking volume 3 because I'll quickly show you. There was some spine damage just about, let's see. There we go, get a good sort of shot of that just there. I have managed to repair that spine damage, and there was a little bit of a knock there on the case, on the cover. But as my wife said at the time, for £3 it was worth picking up all the ones that I needed. I've got a copy of number 3 which I can now read, and at a later stage, if I find a replacement, I can just literally upgrade. So that was a group of comic books. There are some more comic books to come from a different source. We'll get to those in a moment. But first of all, those are the Boys collection of trade paperbacks. Now, I'm probably just going to interrupt myself with a little short diversion, provided my editing skills have actually worked out. Whilst we were out and about, and at the same time that I bought those the Boys collection from the DeMauser charity shop in Herne Bay, whilst there they also had a box of British Fleetway annuals, and lo and behold, in that box was a series of Roy of the Rovers annuals. Now, not my thing, but I do have a work colleague who has asked various occasions that whilst out and about doing these trips to charity shops and second-hand stores, to look out for him for Roy of the Rovers annuals. And lo and behold, I came across a selection, so I picked them up for him. They were only a few pounds each, so didn't really cost an awful lot. So I'm just going to quickly go through the Roy of the Rovers selection that I managed to find for my work colleague Jeff. Okay, we've got a nice run here. We got annual 1982. We got annual 1983. We got annual 1984. Oh, just have a quick look on the back covers, but they're probably the same on either side. Yep, they are. So let's just pop those over there. 1985, 1986, and finally we got 1987. They're all in really excellent condition, and I have given them a little bit of a clean up. Literally where they've been stored along the spines there, they were a little bit not along the spines, along the top side there, they were a little bit dusty and dirty, so I've just gone through and just given them a bit of a clean up before I give them to Jeff. He should probably, at the time of this haul video, hopefully be enjoy reading them at this very moment. And there we go. A nice little selection of British football, or soccer, as it's also known. British football soccer star, Roy of the Rovers. Anyway, that was just a brief interlude in this haul video, just to show you this little collection. Now back to where we were before. Okay, thank you. Okay, here we go with another set of trade paperbacks, which we picked up. Now, this little group will be basically odds and ends, which we found out and about over the course of the week itself. So let's have a little look, see what we got. First, from our day out in Birchington-on-Sea, where not only did we get a couple of these trade paperbacks from a couple of sources, but I also picked up the Superman Super Mobile car. May have seen that on a little teaser trailer that I did, zooming past the camera. Okay, first of all, we went to X Dimension Comics in Birchington, and very good. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything myself, but my wife did find a couple of bits that she was interested in. We found for her a New Mutants Date with the Devil trade paperback, which looked interesting, and we found a Part Works which she was interested in rereading the stories of. It's Banshee. It's the Marvel's Mightiest Heroes Part Works number 36, and that reprints X-Men 28 and also the the Phalanx Covenant storyline. Yeah, there we go. So we managed to pick that up for her, and that was pretty good. So we found those in there. I was hoping to find a little bit more in X Dimension, but alas, I came away empty-handed. Although we did go around the charity shops. There's not much of a high street in Birchington-on-Sea. It's quite short, but they do have some nice independents, and we had a good look round. And I found in, I think it was the Cancer Research shop, which was literally the very last shop we went into as we went around on a circle, found Mighty 4 Volume 2 of when they relaunched 4 in the sort of late 99, something like that. I believe it was when Dan Jurgens and John Romita Jr. Kickstarted 4 from number 1. I'd say this is trade paperback number 2, reprinting 9 and 13 plus annual 19.99. So that was £1. So not too bad. A series I hadn't seen, Punisher Black and White, from 2014, 6-issue limited series. Again, Cancer Research, and that was a whole £1 of my money. So picked that up. Then there was also for £1 we got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Probably not one that I'll probably get into very well because it is volume 10 out of a series. Plus I'm not too up on the old Knights of the Republic side of things when it comes to Star Wars. But again, it was £1, so I thought I'd take a gamble and see what that was, and if it's no good, I can always trade it in or do something else with it. Then at the weekend, if you've seen the previous video which I did, which was our trip to the Spitfire Hurricane Memorial Museum, and then a quick jot over the car park to the RAF Manston Museum. They also had what was described as a Comic-Con, but it wasn't particularly good, I'm sorry to say. But there was one guy who actually had comic books for sale, and he had a 3 for £10 box, and my wife spotted the Excalibur one-shot that Alan Davis did many years ago, and Chris Claremont, Alan Davis and Paul Neary, in fact. Really nice book, excellent condition, so she was interested in that, so we picked that. I actually found this one for her first. It was actually Excalibur Visionaries, which we picked up first. And then I noticed that one, so I thought, well, if you're going to have that one, you may as well have that one as well. And at the same time, in there was a box of a few X-Men pieces, obviously making it free for £10. I picked up Runaways, which was quite good, because earlier in the week we'd been to Folkestone, and whilst we were in I think it was Cancer Research, no, it was, I think, Mind in Folkestone, sorry, got that wrong, actually did find a Runaways trade paperback in there. I think it was about £4 or something, £4 or £5, which, when you think they're quite expensive books, even something thin as that comes out at $17.99, so to get something like that for £5 second hand is worth a bargain. So I picked that one up, so it was worth me getting that one at the weekend. And to come full circle, whilst we were out and about earlier in the week, we'd popped to the Petticoat Lane Emporium in Ramsgate, which is also going to have one in Folkestone soon, so there's going to be 2 of those, hopefully, and up and running. And in there's a couple of comic book stalls and collectible stalls. And to come full circle with the other trade paperbacks that we saw earlier on, I actually managed to pick up The Boys Volume 12, I believe. Yep. So just literally missing a couple in the end. I think something like 10 and 11, and then I've got the entire set. Probably best not to flick through too much on The Boys, because it is quite adult material, so I better make sure that I don't find anything in there that will be too offensive on camera. Okay, so there we go. So we got a bit of Star Wars, bit of X-Men, bit of Punisher, a bit of sort of late 90s 4, complete with Romita artwork, and some more X-Men, and well, even more X-Men. There we go, quite X-Men heavy actually there in the end, but a good little haul in trade paperbacks from various different sources. Okay, let's get on and do the next part, which I believe will be some films. Almost forgot, as a last minute addition to that pile, I did actually forget about the Transformers part works, which I found also in the Cancer Research shop in Birchington-on-Sea, and that was I think that was about £3, so that came home with us as well. So yep, there we go. That should now hopefully be the trade paperback part of this video. So as promised, on with the DVDs and Blu-rays. Okay, now on to a pile of DVDs, which picked up over the course of the week from various different sources. There are more DVDs to come, believe you me, a lot more. But I'm going to try and do the others in a big collection, because their one selection was from one shop as a complete haul on its own, and another one was a complete run of some Doctor Who DVDs. So I'll do those all in one go. You'll have to forgive my friend Superman. He's now been replaced by a Matchbox Super Kings Formula One car. I'm afraid Superman has left the building. He's been called away by Jimmy Olsen on a mission of most urgency to save Lois Lane from some space ape who's terrorizing the city or something like that. So you'll have to forgive Superman's rather rude exit. But anyway, on to the DVDs and some Blu-rays. First of all, this one was actually one that I bought from eBay, literally just before my holiday. This turned up. I've been trying to get early Alfred Hitchcock films. As always, a lot of the later films always get re-released. North by Northwest, Psycho, all of the sort of later ones get re-released upon re-release. Where the earlier stuff, particularly some of the British stuff, doesn't always get re-released. So whenever I can find any early Hitchcock, I pick them up. And so I managed to find Juno and the Paycock online. Not a bad price, and it's come new and sealed. So I picked that up. And then, whilst out and about, my wife spotted Red Sparrow. I haven't had a chance to take off the label, so you can still see where we picked these up from. Excellent condition. And she wanted to see this film. I believe we recommended it on another YouTuber's channel. I believe it was from Terry over at Terry Talks Movies. Recommended Red Sparrow, I believe, on one of his videos. And so my wife saw that, and although it says $1.99 on it, I believe the young gentleman at the Children's Society, which I think was in Herne Bay. Yes, it is. It's in Herne Bay. He actually did us a deal on what we got there, so didn't actually pay the full price of $1.99. Also in that deal that he did do, my wife being a Disney fan, she spotted a Blu-ray copy of Tomorrowland: A World Beyond, which she hasn't got in her Disney collection, so we picked that up as well. Sticking with the theme of Disney, an older one with Bruce Willis in, called The Kid. I'm not a big Disney fan, I will say that. I'm not a great lover of most of their stuff, so I don't really know too much about what that is. But as collectors, we like to be completists. So basically, when you've got a deal, I think it was something like 4 or 5 films for £6 or something. So it made it basically takes them down to about £1 each, really. It was worth it. I think in the end we only spent about, I think it was £5.72 that he charged us for about 6 or 7 films. Whilst I was out and about, I came across this one, Holy Grail, The Legend of the Holy Grail. Now, the reason I picked this one up is because it had the Eureka, who are now famous for their Eureka Masters of Cinema line. It had the Eureka label on it. I saw that sticking out, and it's there as well, in a box of DVDs in one of the charity shops in Herne Bay. And literally they were doing, I think, something like 4 for £1 or 3 for £1. I picked out 2 or 3 other movies, so I thought I'll give that a go. It's Eureka. It may be something of interest. If it isn't, then I've not really lost an awful lot. In another charity shop run, I think also in Herne Bay, we managed to find an animated film. Neither my wife or me have heard of this one. I didn't know about it. I couldn't tell her much about it other than obviously the little blurb on the back. This came from not Cats Protection. It actually came from, I think, another animal charity, but it wasn't Cat Protection. I think this has been through the through the charity shop run quite a few times. By the state of the case, I will change the case. But my wife does enjoy collecting animated movies, so saw that one, so we picked it up. Another bargain, which I managed to pick up just as I was going on holiday, was season 1 of Grimm. It's not a TV series I've bothered too much about, Grimm, but for £1, and it's in excellent condition, and it's something like about, I think, 6 discs in this one. Let's open it up and have a quick look. 2, 4, 6, and they were all fine. They were all absolutely fine. And the case, apart from getting rid of the label and just giving it a clean over, I shouldn't need to worry about that. Then we got an early film, black and white. We have The Strange Love of Martha Ivers. Sounded like a bit of a film noir when I read the back case. It's got one of my favourites in it, Kirk Douglas. So I thought, well, this was in an offer, I think, yeah, free for £1 from, again, the animal charity that we got the last unicorn from. Saw that and liked the premise of it. Typically film noir involving femme fatale, 2 men, and obviously that's not going to come out well. But labelled as Kirk Douglas's first film, I believe, a film debut. There we go, film debut of Kirk Douglas. So I saw that, I thought, I'll pick that up, I'll give it a go. I haven't lost anything really, other than 117 minutes when I watch it. So that was that one. On a day trip out to Canterbury, found a BFI. I always collect the BFI. I love collecting the BFIs. Always pick them up when I see them. Electric Edwardians. Loads of short films, newsreel films. Pretty much a sort of life in those times type of collection. I have got a Mitchell and Kenyon collection of their other films. I think I've got a 2-disc edition of their films that came out, and I think the BBC a few years ago on, I think maybe BBC 3 or maybe BBC 4, they showed a run of those, which unfortunately I missed because they were later on in the evenings and I had to get up for work, so I didn't see them. But when I see the BFI discs, I always pick them up as something of interest, because you never know what you're going to find. You never know what you're going to get exposed to. So pick that one up. Next we have Alexander the Great with Richard Burton, not the latest Alexander movie, which I think had Brad Pitt. That was it. Brad Pitt was in that one. This one's Richard Burton one from probably late 50s, early 60s, and this was 50p. One of the stores in the Petticoat Lane Emporium in Ramsgate had some DVDs, and literally right on the bottom shelf this one was there. I've been collecting sort of the historical epics. I mean, got all the usual ones, Cleopatra, El Cid, all of that era, you know, Spartacus. I'm not too sure if I've actually seen this one as a kid or whether this one has passed me by. I think I may have done, but there is a chance that I haven't seen this one. So be looking forward to seeing that when I get the time. And last but no means least from this little group, but no means least in the DVD run, we've got from the Bovington Tank Museum. Somebody's obviously paid a visit there and then giving this away to a charity shop. Saving the Tiger, the story of Tiger 131. It's only a short video. It's only probably, I think, about 40-50 minutes long. But I do have an interest in World War II. It's sort of stemmed from my dad. He did collect a lot of World War II memorabilia, some of which, since his passing, I've got in my collection because it has an interest to me. I do have a fascination on tanks, and war weapons from the past. So I saw that, and as you saw probably quickly by the sticker, that was in the free for £1.29 or free for whatever deal they were doing. So I practically got that, I think, for nothing really, with the other DVDs from that selection that were in part of it. So there we go. So a little run of oddities and bits and pieces from various charity stores and shops and second-hand places. Some for me, some for my wife Carol, and there we have those for the moment. Okay, we're now going to go and have a look at some of the bigger collections. So stick with us. I hope you're enjoying the video. At this sort of possible halfway point, I'd just like to say thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also hit the like button and the notification bell. The channel is quite new. I think we're up to about maybe 2.5 weeks. So obviously I need all the subscriptions I can to help build the channel. Obviously, of course, put a comment. I try and answer every comment. So please let me know whether you like the comic book side of things, the DVD side of things, or whether you like the mixture of the show and tells that I've been doing. Just let me know what you think. Anyway, let's get some more DVDs out and some more Blu-rays, and let's get on with this massive holiday haul. Okay, here we go. We're going to carry on with the DVDs. And I think there's some Blu-rays there on the top of the pile as well. Superman's back. He's saved Lois Lane from the giant space ape, and he's just waiting for the next call from Jimmy Olsen. So if you suddenly see him disappear, you know maybe Lex Luthor's broken out of jail again. Naughty boy. Okay, this next haul, pretty much everything in this pile comes from the Pilgrims charity shop in Dymchurch. We went down to Dymchurch. Hadn't been down there for a very, very long time, so we thought we'd go down there. They've got they've got two stores. One which is just a general charity shop stall that sells everything that you would expect from a charity shop, and then they have a designated book, DVD, Blu-ray, CD and records shop, which is absolutely fantastic. I'll try and put up a picture, and you can see that. And I was very, very lucky. We got down there and they just had two boxes of Blu-rays and CDs and DVDs in, and they have a whole room upstairs which has one whole wall and about 2 or 3 other boxes full of DVDs. So I had quite a good time there. Anyway, you've come to see the DVDs and Blu-ray, so let's go through those. First up is Blu-ray of The Warriors, 1970s movie, Walter Hill. This is one of those 70s movies which I've only seen some of. So as a kid growing up, some films I got to see, some films I didn't get to see, because some films I was allowed to watch and others I wasn't. And then obviously as I've grown up, I just haven't got around to actually seeing them, which I should do. So I saw that in the box. That was about one of the first things I saw when I opened the box. The lady there was very, very kind and said, I've just had some boxes in. If you want to rummage through them, you're more than welcome to. And I said, thank you very much. I wasn't going to pass that by. So copy of The Warriors. They also were doing a sort of like 3 for £1 type of deal, so I was able to pick up these in like multiple deals, apart from the box sets which were individually priced. Then we got a Tom Cruise film. Not a big Tom Cruise fan, but the story premise of Oblivion sounded interesting. I think I do have the DVD of this on the to watch pile, but as it was a Blu-ray, with something like a science fiction film, fantasy film, I do like to try and get those now on Blu-ray, because obviously the picture quality is just going to be so much better and more vibrant and interesting to look at. One of these days I will try and upgrade to 4K, but I haven't done that quite yet. But again, it was in a £3 for £1 deal, so I thought I'd pick that up. Next up, we have the Blu-ray of the Beatles' The Yellow Submarine. Thought I'd pick that up and give that a watch on Blu-ray. It's got the booklet in there, and it's got some art cards in there. Let's have a little look. Actually, yeah, we've got a nice booklet there, telling us all about the film. And then we have some very nice, there we go, some very nice animation cells of the Beatles themselves. All very good in there. Oh, and it also looks like we've got some stickers. Yes, we got some stickers. So that's all in there. So there we go. Thought we'd pick that up. Yeah, £3 for £1, something like that. You're not going to pass that up, I don't think, as a collector, whether you're a Beatles fan or not. I think you'd probably do the same as me there. There we go. Got another film that I've got on DVD, but it is a favourite of mine, and it is also a favourite of Roxy, our cat. She absolutely loves the first half of 2001: A Space Odyssey. She's absolutely fascinated by the early man segment and the ape men going around screaming and shouting. Whenever it's on TV, she's straight there and loves watching them. It's very quizzical with some things on TV, as Roxy, but she certainly likes 2001: A Space Odyssey. Another film favourite of hers is Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. Funny enough, and fairly recently she was also fascinated by Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price. So yes, even our cat has a taste in movies. Maybe we're rubbing off on her. Another one that I wanted to see, I've seen this loads of times in the past. I've had it on DVD in the past, but I've had to sort of cull my collection down at one stage, although now that seems to be a relevant thing. No pun intended. Blu-ray version. I thought I'll pick that up. It's got loads of special features on it, which was actually a reason I thought I'd pick that up. So, you know, for £3 for £1, I mean, we're already on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So, I mean, all that plus the next one, that's, you know, £2 for that lot. So you can't complain. Okay. Found a Frankie Howard DVD. It sounded interesting. Various bits and pieces from his time on television. So I thought I'd give that a go. I do have the Frankie Howard collection that has the complete Up Pompeii and a couple of other TV series that he did in the 70s. So that'll be a nice little companion thing to put with that and have a watch at some point. Then we got the Outer Limits, which is not the black and white series. It's the later 80s edition. I think I may have this one on a Region 1 disc in my Region 1 collection, although looking up at the shelving I can't quite see that. They should all be there together, but can't quite see it, so I don't know where that's disappeared to. So I thought, well, I'll take a chance because, again, £3 for £1. Then we've got classic horror, or as it would be known in my day, a Video Nasty. I Spit on Your Grave Special Edition. Hopefully there's nothing too salubrious or bloodthirsty on the back. Doesn't look like there is from what I can quickly see. They had that in the charity shop, so I thought, yeah, pick that up. I've not actually ever seen that, even in the Video Nasty days when you could still get hold of things. Okay, next we've got another war one, documentary one, Battle of the Bulge. I have got the Hollywood movie, the Hollywood version. So I thought, well, it's a documentary. It is a interesting war battle scenario that happened during World War II. So I thought, well, I'll pick that up and see the real story. Okay, one I picked up, total guesswork, total sort of guess as to whether it may or may not be any good. I must admit, I saw this one and thought, that rings a bell online. I did have a quick look in the charity shop on my phone and did notice that this movie does actually go for second-hand for quite a little bit. Oh, we've got a little card in there. Didn't know that was in there. I have noticed, sorry, as I was saying, that it does go on the second-hand market for a little bit. So I thought I'd pick that up, have a little look. If it's one that maybe I'll put on eBay or something like that, maybe get a few quid for it once I've watched it, go from there. Okay, then we have a documentary about Kubrick and The Shining in particular, Room 237. Heard a few things about this, don't know whether it'll be good or not, but thought I'd pick that up and see what we can see how interesting that would be. One that my wife was interested in, again, thank Terry for this over at Terry Talks Movies. He recently did a little review on the Man from U.N.C.L.E. movie with Henry Cavill. It sparked Carol's interest. She said if I ever saw one, went into the charity shop upstairs, and good thing about that charity shop actually was, and their DVD selection, was they were all actually sorted out into alphabetical order. So if you were looking for something in particular, you didn't have to go through shelf upon shelf if you didn't want to. You could actually find the M's under the M's and the A's under the A's. In one of those boxes that they had just literally come through the door was the 1984 version of 1984, because I believe that's actually when that came out. With Richard Burton and John Hurt. So I have seen this many years ago on Channel 4. I do have the version with Peter Cushing on a BFI Blu-ray, but I thought, again, considering how much this lot was costing me, I thought I'd grab it. Also in that lot, I also found Frank Sinatra collection. Tony Rome, Lady in Cement and The Detective. Again, I believe, Terry, if you're watching this, I believe you were reviewing that only a few weeks ago in one of your videos. The box set is a little bit worn, but the discs inside for all of the films, oh, I'm running out of room, is in there, and there's The Detective. So got that, which was very nice to pick up. Okay, also in the box, I managed to find Blake 7, volume, Series 1, complete Series 1. I think this cost me a £5, I believe. We'll have a quick look and turn that over. Yep, £5, you could put that under, which wasn't, I don't mind. I know there's a complete series which has the whole series from beginning to end, but if I see these out in the wild, it's a series that I've always been interested in getting. So if I see them out in the wild, usually when I do find them, they're absolutely beaten to death. I don't know why. It just seems to be one of those things that every Blake 7 box set I come across is just completely mangled. But I was quite happy to find this one in pretty good condition. So considering we have 1, 2, 3... I think there's 5 discs in here, so it's only £1 a disc still anyway. Oh, no, I thought that was a little bit marked, but it's actually the artwork. Such a wide thing to try and get all out in one go, but there we go on camera. So I thought, well, that's still only going to be £1 a disc, so that was really good to pick up. Now, just going to move some of these out of the way so we don't knock them off, because we have got quite a few there already. So let's just put those over there. Last but no means least, from that haul from the one shop, we have The Great War. Again, as I said, I got an interest in war and war things and war weapons. Saw this box set. Again, this is another box set that I've seen before, and there's always been issues with it. The box has always been pretty beaten up. Don't know why. It just seems to be one of those things that you come across. Certain things just always seem to be damaged or very badly kept. This one actually still had the booklet, which was another plus, because I have seen this set before, and not only because of it being damaged, I haven't bothered, I've passed it up, but also I knew there was a booklet in there, and the booklet's always been missing, so I was quite happy to get that. And literally it is just a whole history on the Great War, World War One, as it's also known as. There we go, the Great War, as seen on the BBC. Again, it was a series that I missed at the time when it came on, so I was quite happy to pick that up. What we got there? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 discs and the booklet, and I believe the lady there only put, yep, £5 on there again. £5 a box set. So when you get something like that, it's a real bargain. I think I came away, all of those all together from that one shop only cost me just over £20. I think it came to about £21.50 for that. And if I can just carefully slide them over, as you can see, I just can't even get them all into camera. All of that for £21.50 I think is a good bargain in anyone's book. So let's just slide those out of the way. And last but no means least, have got a couple of films which I'd forgotten about. Okay, so let's quickly do these. Okay, we have got, I found when we were out and about, I think it was in Folkestone, a couple of videos of interest. First one was The Break. 1950s 60s movie, 63, there we go. Now Best of British collection is one of those collections that I've been putting together. I do come across them quite regularly in charity shops, and they have a nice and unique system where they colour code their films. So crime here is represented by blue. Other genres are coloured white, orange, red. I think there's green. A couple of shades of blue. There's a couple of different shades of blue for different things. And I've been trying to get a collection of those together. I've got quite a run of those. If you're interested, I can do a Best of British collection video. Please put in the comments if you're interested in seeing that. Lots of people collect things like I've previously mentioned, like the Eureka, Masters of Cinema. People collect Imprint, they collect Vinegar Syndrome, 101 films, all of those labels, Umbrella, all of those. And Best of British collection is one of those which... hello, Rox. You alright? Good girl. The Best of British collection is one of the... You're off? Okay. Bye. The Best of British collection is one of those which I've been trying to put together. So if you are interested in seeing the Best of British collection and the type of films that have come out in that collection, please let me know in the comments below, and I will gladly go through and show you the type of films and the colour coded system that they use. There's also another company that is using the same colour code system for their films, releasing the RKO films. I can't remember what they call in their collection. I think it's the RKO collection, something like that. But I'm not too sure. I'll go and check and find out maybe and get back to you and put a little thing down the bottom. But if you want to see those, Best of British collection, let me know. Then my wife is a big fan of musicals, and so whenever I see a musical, I always pick them up for her. And here we've got Finnegan's Rainbow. Francis Ford Coppola, I believe that is. Yes, it is. Francis Ford Coppola directed film. So I picked that up for her. Also picked up for her because she's read the books, both sets, and she has seen the films previously, I think, but only very, very sort of quickly. So she's asked me to find the films. Sorry, I'm just getting attacked by the cat behind me, who's decided to sit behind me and ask for attention. So bear with me if I get a little bit off camera. Hold on. Hello. Right. Okay, sorry. Now we're back. Yes, so she's read the books and now wants to rewatch the film. So I've been collecting those and picking those up for her because, you know, they came out 10 to the dozen. And last but no means least, I do have a copy of this, Solaris, Russian space film, often said to be the Russian 2001: A Space Odyssey, but better. I think, as I say, I've got a copy of this, but for some reason I think the inlay card in my one is damaged. I think somewhere along the line something happened to the case and the inlay card, so that actually should have been in the set that I got from the charity shop when they were doing 3 for £1, because that was in one of the boxes. I remember now that that pile came from. So yes, there we go. So that is the main DVDs that I got from one section and along the lines in other shops. I'm now going to pull out some other bits and pieces. Oh, I've forgotten one. Okay, we have got a box set of the Smurfs. We went to Folkestone, a town near to us, and went into Oxfam. In fact, that's where the Doctor Who's that I'll be showing you came from. First thing I found was the Smurfs box set, second season. Very nice case. Still got the episode guide book in there, and looks like we've got some other bits and pieces in there. Oh, mainly just promotional character book. Oh wow, we've got envelope, we've got character booklet telling you all about the characters, and then we've got an episode guide booklet as well. I knew that was in there, I just didn't realise that there was all that as well. Saw that, checked the discs whilst I was in there, they looked fine. So grabbed that before anybody else saw that, because we do like our animation, and I do remember the Smurfs from years ago. Used to watch that on Sunday afternoons about 1 o'clock. As I've said to other people in the past, we saw this one, I picked it up. Sunday afternoons when I was a kid, before Sunday lunch, you used to have Shaw Taylor presenting Police 5. And after Shaw Taylor had told us about the world of criminals, I think about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you had the Smurfs. So as a kid, watched Police 5, and then we watched the Smurfs. So a bit of memory lane there, as well as the fact that it's an animation. And I don't think this was an awful lot. $3.99. There we go. Can't go bad. $3.99 for all of that. 24 remastered episodes in there on those discs. 569 minutes. Okay, right. That really is the end of those bits, but there is more to come, which is why I was originally going to do this video not as a massive long haul one, but also as a two-parter. But I thought, let's get on, let's show everything. So we'll be back with another load. Right, here we go. First of all, we're just going to have a quick short run of networks for the network fans. Few networks that I managed to pick up over the course of the week. Always pick up a network because they always have something TV or movie orientated that of interest. get a bit tongue-tied there. The cat has disappeared, so there we go. Unfortunately, not only has the cat disappeared, but Superman's had to go off again, I'm afraid. Another mission, this time to save the planet from some industrialist who's trying to take over the world using some nefarious means. So Superman's off to do battle. Let's hope he stays safe and doesn't get any kryptonite poisoning along the way. Okay, we've got a classic carve her name with pride. Pick that up along the way. So there we go. One network. Then picked up one of these black and silver bannered network ones. Now these don't have the full series on them. Network released these. I think somebody once told me that they released these for the supermarket market, and what they did was they released about 3 or 4 episodes. Here we go, we've got 1, 2, 3 episodes, and then there's an advertisement on the back for the actual full series. This was still sealed, so it's 3 episodes of the Morecambe and Wise show. Within the network collection that I've got, normal in the sense of full series or full movie, I do have a few of these. When I do see them, I still pick them up. They're still network. It's one of those things where if you collect something, you sort of like to be a completist as such, and you don't want to pass them by. So I do pick them up. Got a copy of the Scarlet Pimpernel. That one I've already got. I've actually got a sealed brand new version of the Scarlet Pimpernel. I got that in a sale when Network was still trading. This was less than £1. I think that was in another free for X amount in one of the other charity shops that I went into. As I've said in a previous video when I showed some Network videos, if I spot these, I am putting together a network doubles pile, so eventually I will go through, get those doubles out of the collection, and basically do a swaps video or a swaps post on Facebook or on my channel to say these are doubles, I'm looking to swap them for other things that I haven't got. So that may well come up in a swaps video or swaps post online. Stay tuned for that. And then Good Companions. This one I actually found in the bottom of a box in the Petticoat Lane Emporium. One of the dealers there had some DVDs, and buried right in the bottom was a network. So I thought, right, I'm grabbing that. I think it was only like a 50p special. So yeah, nice British musical. Or is it American? I don't know. I think it's a British musical. Just having a quick look. Eric Portman's in there. Celia Johnson's. Yep, so there we go. And, oh, here we go. Directed by J. Lee Thompson. Now, there we go. J. Lee Thompson. Little quick thing. He would go on to be a big action director. In the 80s, he'd direct a lot of Charles Bronson movies. He'd also previously directed things like the original Cape Fear. He also directed McKenna's Gold, and he actually studied in my town's university, stroke college, many years ago, as a teenager. So there we go. J. Lee Thompson was actually educated here locally in our town, in one of the colleges. So there we go. So that's the network collection. That's pretty much the networks that I managed to pick up this week. So if you're a network fan and you've joined me for the networks, there they are. Hopefully you'll stick around for the rest of the video. And hopefully if you're new to the channel, don't forget again, like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. Okay, now last but no means least should be some Doctor Who's. Right, here we go, on to the home straight now. Superman's come back. He's saved the world. He's back in one piece. Unfortunately, as you can see, he is missing his punching arms on the front of his super mobile mobile thingy car. So obviously been in some really tough battles lately. Did find a couple of CDs actually whilst I was out. Forgot about these. I managed to find these were from Dimchurch actually. The Who, A Quick One, and I was very pleased to pick this up. Replicas, Tubeway Army, a little bit of Gary Newman. Absolutely saw that there. I've actually changed the cases on both of these. I actually put them in new cases. There was some minor scratching and wear on the cases, so I have changed the cases on those, and there we go. Now, just briefly, before we do the Doctor Who videos, whilst picking up those trade paperbacks and sorting them out the other day when we bought them, this actually fell out of Excalibur Visionaries, a Guatemala, you can read that. I can't say it, but I'm sure you guys can read it. A un quinzel banknote from Guatemala. There we go. Finally got round to saying it. You can all laugh at me and say what an idiot I am. This is one Quetzal note, which is valuable to the tune of 10 British pence. Yep, 10p. There we go. But it is quite nice to see their banknotes. They've gone polymer as well. Yeah, that just happened to be scrunched up in the book like that and just fell out. So there we go. You never know what you might find in a book. Reminds me of the time when I found a load of British £1 notes in an Orson Welles book that I ordered off eBay once. So there you go. Just never know what you're going to find when you go treasure hunting in charity shops and second-hand places and Comic Cons. There we go. Pop that to one side. Now, on to the Doctor Who's, for any Doctor Who fans that are tuning in. Okay, a majority of these all came from the Oxfam bookshop, which also does records and DVDs, obviously, in Folkestone. Somebody had obviously just brought in fairly recently a collection, so let's have a quick look. First of all, we got the Legacy collection. That has Shada, which I've actually got on a Blu-ray, but I thought just to be a completist I'll get the DVD, because it also comes with More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, if I can get both of those out. So we got, yep, there we go, 30 Years in the TARDIS, and then Shada. So picked that up. Then we have K9 and Company, or in this case K9 Tales, but it contains K9 and Company and The Invisible Enemy. The Invisible Enemy I believe I've got, but I don't think my copy is particularly great. Plus this did come with, as I say, K9 and Company, and to get K9 and Company new anyway would have cost me more than the, I think, £3.99 that they had on the back of this. So I mean, split that into two, that's not an awful lot really. Basically £2 each, £4 all by a penny. So I mean, it's going to cost me a lot more than £2 to get that offline new. So I thought I'd pick that up and swap that one over, and maybe pass on my Invisible Enemy to somebody else. Then we got the Mannequin Mania. This has two John Pertwee stories, Terror of the Autons and Spearhead from Space. Just turn those over for you to see. There we go, Spearhead from Space and Terror of the Autons. There we go. So again, that was about £3.99, something like that, so not much. Then we got some Peter Davison era. We got Time Flight and Arc of Infinity. These ones I picked up. Arc of Infinity, I used to have a copy of that on VHS, and I actually, my VHS copy, which I sold back when clearing out VHSs, was actually signed by Sarah Sutton, who I met at the Who shop in East Ham, I think, is where the Who shop was. Don't know if it's still there, but yep. Also, about the same time, I met Nicola Bryant there, Perry, and she signed a photograph for me. But there we go. I've got 2 of those. If they'll go back into the box set, hopefully so. There we go. Then another Peter Davison. We've got, now I know this one is going to be very difficult to get out, so I'm not even going to try. So we'll just do that from the side. We've got Snake Dance and Kinder. So again, sort of about $3-4.99, so not an awful lot. This one I was very pleased with. The Black Guardian trilogy, which has 1, 2, 3 stories together. There we go. But also one of these, which is Enlightenment, is actually a 2-disc special edition and has 2 versions of that on there. It has the standard edition and then it has the special edition on it. Now I know to get this brand new, still on somewhere like eBay, is about £16.99. So to get this for like, I think it's $4.99 second hand, as new, pretty much. Obviously watched once, maybe twice, but all the discs are fine inside. All the covers are. I did spend an awful long time in the charity shop going through and checking every single one of these to make sure the discs were in there, of course, which is something you've got to do when buying from a charity shop. Make sure the discs are in there. Funny enough, when I was buying something in the shop in Dymchurch, they actually had Fear the Walking Dead box set, which unfortunately was missing disc 1. So I passed that by and told them obviously that it was missing, so they could sort that out how they wanted to. Singly wise, Timelash with Colin Baker. Funny enough, I've met Colin Baker some years ago in London. He was doing a signing and he signed a book. I think I've sold the book, so I don't think I have that. I've actually met John Pertwee as well a couple of times. I've met him twice. I've still got some pictures that need framing that John Pertwee signed for me. So I've met a few Doctor Who alumni. Now, I wasn't originally going to collect Sylvester McCoy stories because I wasn't a particularly fan of Sylvester McCoy's run of Doctor Who. But I was going to stop at Colin Baker. But I've been finding these for like as little as £1 each. So I thought, well, if I'm going to get all the others, I may as well at least get these. So for £1 each, I've been picking up the Sylvester McCoys, and there was a little run of them. So we had Time in the Rani, Paradise Towers, The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Oh, we've got a few out of order here. We've gone back to Colin Baker. Special edition Vengeance on Varos. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. I think I've only got the standard edition of that, so to get the special edition of that is another reason I bought that, and for like £1. If I have already got the special edition, I'll pass on the other one. Another Colin Baker one, which is Revelation of the Daleks. Pick that one up as well. And last but no means least, yes, we're getting to the end of the video now. The Curse of Fendrick. Now, the reason that one's separate is because that I actually picked up for, I think, $1.99 when we were in Herne Bay. And so that didn't come in the set that I got from Oxfam. All of those were what I got from Oxfam in one job lot. So to try and get those new online, I wouldn't want to try and add that up. I think most Doctor Who singles, in the sense of a single case one, is, I think they're about $5.99 currently at the moment on there. So there we go. Now it looks like I'm losing the light. It's getting quite late in the evening now, because this video has probably dragged on long enough. I do thank you all if you've gone from the beginning to the end all in one sitting. I knew this was going to be a long video, hence the reason I thought about doing it in 2 parts, but I thought no, I'll just do it in one big massive holiday haul video. Again, please like, subscribe, hitting the notification bell. Please leave a comment. And join me again in the next video. Not too sure what I'm going to be doing next. I've had a couple of long videos which have come uploaded on YouTube. So a little bit tired out, but I've had a lot of fun going through doing this video. So oh, hello, we do have a visitor. We have another guest star. We have our guest star back. Hello. Are you going to come and join us? No? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, bye. And, well, as Roxy is saying goodbye, I should do too, and go and do something else with the rest of my evening. Again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining Rox and me. And see you all again soon. Thank you very much. Bye for now.